KPAM News Time, 7:41. It's First Edition on a Thursday morning at 7:41. It means First Edition Beer Geek is on the air, and it is my pleasure to introduce you to one of Portland's newest breweries. Shaun, founder of Ruse Brewing, is live with us in studio. Welcome to KPAM, Shaun.
I'm a huge fan of the show, Tim. Thanks for having me.
So you know right where we are at 7:40 and right where to find us.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
absolutely.
Cool. Thanks for coming in. So what is Ruse Brewing?
Sure. So I'm a brewery inspired by the creative community of Portland, I would say. Focused mainly on hop-forward pale ales, farmhouse ales, and barrel-aged sour beers.
And has this been a dream of yours all along, is that I want to have my own brewery?
It has. Fellow Michigan guy like yourself moved to Portland to pursue my dream of owning my own brewery, and 10 years later, here I am.
It took you 10 years, huh?
With experience and, confidence to feel like I'm competent enough to do it, and pretty excited about it.
How hard was it to dive into the Portland craft beer scene and say, I'm going to do this?
It was pretty tough at first. I luckily met the person I'm in a business relationship with right now, Tomas Sluter.
Over
at Culmination.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And he hired another Michigan guy, actually hired me at the Old Market Pub as his assistant in 2006, and I worked under him for 6 years there. Hired me over Detroit sports, not really beer, and worked there with him. Got a shoe in the door, and from there just kind of moved around to a couple other places, and went back to brewing, go to the American Brewers Guild for brewing school, and then came back and felt ready to get my own place going.
So where does the name Ruse come from?
It's kind of the word itself means act of deception or mischievous, but that's not kind of the concept where I'm going from. It's more involved in my branding, and I was really inspired by MC Escher's artwork.
Cool.
And how he uses like color contrast and other impossible designs to kind of make the mind think a little outside the box. So that's kind of where the Ruse comes from.
Very cool. So is it pretty much just you by yourself, or have you had help to make all this happen?
I am a one-man show.
Oh,
it's
awesome.
kind of intense. Yeah. I know I'm humbled to say that I can't down the road do this all by myself. Right now I'm doing such small production that I can man it all myself, but looking down the road, I'll probably have to get a distributor, sales guys,
all that fun stuff.
All the fun stuff,
Other than just making the beer.
Yeah, totally. I don't want to juggle too many things at once. So.
Absolutely. So where can folks find your beer? I mean, you're relatively new, so it's out there.
Absolutely. I sold my first keg in December to Great Notion Brewing Company. They're big supporters of mine and friends, and then from there I've hit a couple of beer bars around town. You can find me at Bamboo Sushi, Oven and Shaker, the 23rd McMinimans Bottle Shop, White Eagle McMinimans, and a few other places around town.
What's it like? What's the feeling when you walk into a place where your beer is on tap and you look and you go, wow, there I am up on the chalkboard or up on the readout?
It's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, man, I've been waiting so long for this. So it's very it's kind of like the peak of the mountain. Yeah. But, I know it's a long road still ahead of me. To be, the new kid on the block, it's kind of intense in Portland. I mean, this is the beer mecca of the world, basically, for beer now. People have been traveling here from all over the world to come to Portland because it's the place. So I want to just make sure that I don't get swept off my feet too soon, So.
Right. Balancing, two other jobs while you're doing this?
Totally, yeah. So, I still I work for McMinimans as a front of the house manager, and then work at Culmination as a brewer too as well. So
another fantastic new local brewery here in Portland.
Yeah, luckily I have the opportunity to work. I'm in a thing called an alternating proprietorship there. So I don't know if the general public knows what that is, but there's two different things that you can do. There's that or a contract brew. And alternating proprietorship, I'm in charge of everything with the beer from grain to glass, basically. So I brew the beer. I'm the one moving into the fermenters. I'm the one packaging, selling the beer.
As opposed to just going in and giving somebody a recipe and say,
your recipe and say, hey, brew this for me. And then that host brewery essentially it's their beer that
Right.
selling it back to you, whatever. So
Yeah, well, but it's still it's one of the great things about the craft beer
Totally.
culture here is that other established breweries will give you every opportunity to get yourself
Absolutely.
started. It's fantastic.
Everything is so cool about that. I definitely love this scene, and the industry is probably the best. That's why I'm in it. So
Very cool. We're talking to Shaun Kalis, founder of Ruse Brewing here in Portland. Okay, we're running out of time here, but let's talk a little Michigan because
oh yeah,
it is a state with a fantastic and underrated craft beer scene.
oh man, it's. I mean, I put it right pretty close behind Oregon. Some of my favorite breweries there are, still my absolute favorite of all time. Bell's Brewing Company. That's
Absolutely.
really got me into beers. Two Hearted Ale. And then Jolly Pumpkin, too, because I do a lot of barrel-aged sour beers. Those guys are making some of the best beer in the world. So
Yeah, they are knocking it out. Yeah, that was a huge surprise to me when I visited there. It's probably been 12 years since we did our big Michigan brew tour, but it's like, wow, it's my home state, so I've got, great nostalgic feelings for it, but it's like, wow, the craft beer here is unbelievable.
Crazy. I know.
When places like Oregon and Washington and California and, North Carolina and Colorado get all the props. Here, let's hear from Michigan.
Woo! Yeah, I definitely think it's in the top 5 in the country. So,
all right. And how are the Tigers going to do this year?
We'll see if some of our old vets stay healthy. I think we'll do all right. So,
well, it's always exciting this time of year. I think pitchers and catchers report in less than 2 weeks, right?
Oh yeah. And for you people out there that can't see, I have a Detroit Tigers hat on, and Tim has his Detroit Tigers shirt on.
We had to represent the D today, that's for sure, on the first edition Beer Geek. Shaun, great to meet you. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Shaun Kalis, Ruse Brewing, with us here on First Edition. Read all about him on my Beer Geek blog, going up at kpam.com later today. It's 7:49. This Day in Oregon History is coming up next.